Hi, welcome to the Ledgeview Commercial Rental Market Update. Today is September 27th, 2023. So we're a little bit ahead of the end of federal fiscal year. And I want to tell you more about what's happening in the rental market, specifically in the Manchester and Concord corridor that we service here in our third-party management brokerage. All right, so let's get into the market update. Here in Manchester, this is your purchase and sale. These are updates from the Realtors Association here. And so as you can see, year to date, we are averaging about a 6% change in the average price of the median sales price of single family homes mostly, but that's all the homes throughout the Manchester area or single family residences. So in August, the median price was $430,000. You can see the volume of sales closed were up 13% year to date from last year, but we're negative 26% in regards to where we were at in August 2022. So there's a big amount of difference in regards to the supply available and the amount of volume of sales that's causing to be, even though prices are increasing significantly. All right, so let's look at Concord and see what's going on in single. Oh, we're going to continue with Manchester. All right, so this is just to show you in a bar graph portion to show you where we're at years to date in regards to closed sales, a significant decrease, but the sales price is a decent increase, and year over year, over 6% increase. I think now we're going to head on to the rentals. So what does that mean? That's single family residences. It's showing that this is a persistent issue, right? So what we're talking about when we're looking at Manchester and multifamily homes is we're looking at the rent rates. HUD sets, the Housing and Urban Development sets what a fair market rent rate is, or that 40th percentile of market rent rates. And so we did get the HUD 2024 numbers. They are out and starting to circulate a little bit ahead of the end of the federal fiscal year. And as you can see, in the past 5 years in Manchester for a two-bedroom, that's your normal standard, that has increased 47.83% in 5 years, or 25.34% in the past 2 years. So a new two-bedroom listing, when we're looking at your market analysis for your specific unit, that 1771 is right there as a big part of the equation. What is HUD saying fair market rent is for a two-bedroom in Manchester? And it's a 7.59% increase this year. All right, so let's see what's next. Concord. All right, here's what I've been waiting for. So Concord is a little bit different. This is just Merrimack County. So when I say Concord, I really mean the entire county that is north of Hillsborough and what that encompasses in regards to the cities and towns that are around there. So when we're looking at the amount of sales, year to date, we just continuing to decrease the number of single family resident sales that are happening in the area. The sales prices are increasing. It's up 10% from August 2022. It's up 3% year to date. We're looking at the median list price, again, up 11% from last year, or 11% as well from the year to date. So again, from the single family side, we're continuing to see those issues of supply and demand. I think the next is the bar graph showing us that, again, our closed sales down 17% year to date, but our prices are up 10% month from August, and year to date 3.3%. So Concord, what does that mean? How does that translate? We know what's happening on the single family side. Let's kind of view into what's happening from federal reporting and state reporting in regards to vacancies in Concord. So when we're looking at the HUD numbers here, so the 5-year differences on a two-bedroom is just 26%. So it's been a less drastic increase, but that makes sense. Merrimack County doesn't hold as much of the housing as Hillsborough County and Manchester-Nashville corridor do. So 26% increase, but in the past 2 years, it's been 15.36%. So right now, that fair market rent for a two-bedroom in Concord is going to start around that $1,427 per month. So it is a different price point to think of versus Manchester. But when we're talking about the Concord Merrimack corridor, these do have strong increases. I think that HUD 24 is not 100% online. We're only showing a 1 to 2% increase. I really think that 25, we're going to see another big increase there for the Concord HUD rates. But we'll see what happens. This came out of federal data. And the reason why I say sometimes I just think, hey, those HUD numbers might be a little bit funny and we should see what happens next year. unfortunately, next year is a whole year away. But the reason why I really do think that that is something that owners and investors in the Merrimack County area should really be a little wary of FMR data for Concord is because vacancy rates. So Merrimack County, we're at 0.7% vacancy rate. Hillsborough County, we're at 0.6%. We've got surrounding counties that are at 0 or staying under that 1%. And that's a trend throughout the state. So there's a trend map here. This comes from New Hampshire housing data. So they're telling us a little bit more county by county. They've been tracking this. But the overall state vacancy rate is 0.6 and 0.7%. So 0.6% for those two-bedroom rents. So that's kind of what they consider the standard when we're looking at it. And it's not getting better. Where before Manchester was really the one that had the low vacancies, we were expecting that 0.1, 0.5, 0.3 during COVID. Now Merrimack County is looking really similar. And so if you're looking at investing, or if you're looking at how's my investment doing in the Merrimack County area in Concord or the surrounding towns, that's really what you should be aware of. That right now HUD didn't move, but New Hampshire housing is showing the trend that they're starting to mimic what's happening in Manchester and Nashua. So another one thing that I don't know that I have a slide on it to talk to you guys about is just the average the average sale price. So when you're talking about, hey, should I hold, should I sell, should I be buying, what does that look like? So in the greater Manchester area right now for listings, duplexes are on average around $450,000 to $460,000 going for sale. Now, some of these prices, if you start off high, you might have to lower it, right? We're not in as crazy of a seller's market. It is starting to soften. It doesn't mean that those prices are falling. It just means that, hey, if you start high, you might have to walk down low. And our three families, $595 is the average list price for three families in the Manchester area right now, that Manchester Concord corridor. So once again, higher than we were seeing earlier in this spring. But again, we are starting to see if things are listed, they might fall a little bit in price. And then there's only one four-family listed at the time of this recording, and that is listed at $799. So that is, again, still within the residential opportunity for investment, still an excellent portfolio addition. That's why Legendary Commercial, we've been doing kind of those market insights every week just to talk about what's out there. Can you still hit the 1% rule? Why are these investments still worth purchasing? I really do love what we get to do for you guys as our owners, or the opportunity to work with new owners as they come in and purchase. It's really exciting stuff in regards to what's happening out there from a real estate perspective because of the supply and the demand issue. We're staying on top of what's happening with HUD in regards to their new annual data, and New Hampshire Housing with their quarterly data, as well as our monthly reports from New Hampshire Realtors, Greater Manchester and Nashua Chamber. And if you have any questions, you could always email me directly, bping@ledgeviewcommercial.com. Happy to assist you. Again, my name is Brittany Ping, your Director of Property Management. I hope you've enjoyed this rental update.